Using the same thinking as before, we have horizontal asymptotes at -1, same as before, as x approaches infinity, and this time 4 when x approaches -infinity. So we're headed that way. Now we need to look at, can we find a y-intercept? Well, in this case, as we look at 1 minus 2 to the x, and we plug in 0, we're looking at 1 minus 2 to the 0, which is 1 minus 1, equals 0. We're dividing by 0. We would have 4 plus 2 to the x divided by 0. We're going to have a number up top. And when we have a number divided by 0, we're undefined, but we have an asymptote. So we have to figure out what kind of behavior do we have, left or right. So really, I'm now looking at what would be 2 to the 0 from the negative side plus 4 all over 1 minus 2 to the 0 from the negative side. And the same kind of thing from the positive side. And so here's where it's helpful to understand what y equals 2 to the x looks like. If we're looking just on the positive side of 0, we're looking at 2 to the 0 plus, which is just over 1 positive, or maybe 1.1. And on the other side, maybe we're about 0.9, something like that. So now as we start plugging these numbers in, we're looking at 4 plus 2 to the 0 positive. We said this was about 1.1. So maybe 4 plus 1.1. And on the bottom, we have 1 minus something slightly greater than 1, 1.1. So think about maybe about 5.1. And 1 minus 1.1 would be negative 1/10. When we invert and multiply this, we're looking at 5 times negative 10 over 1. This is a very big negative number. So we're looking at something toward -infinity. So we're coming in from our asymptote and approaching that horizontal asymptote. It turns out when we look on the other side, 4 plus 2 to the very small, like -0.1. This is really 4 plus 0.9 divided by 1 minus 0.9, or 4.9 divided by 1/10 positive this time. Inverting and multiplying would give me 4.9 times 10, or 49. Negative 50 from one side, 49 from the other. We can see that we're approaching positive infinity on the other side. Sure enough, that's what the graph looks like.